chief guest, ADG sir, respected head of the department, and all the students of law faculty and AKTU, जो लीगल लिटरेसी कैंप जदीद साक्षरता शिविर जैसा कि स्टेट लीगल एड सर्विस के द्वारा डिस्ट्रिक्ट लीगल एड सर्विस के माध्यम से लखनऊ यूनिवर्सिटी के लॉ डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से आयोजित किया जा रहा है, जो मेरा अपना एक्सपीरियंस है गवर्नमेंट जॉब का। बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स इस इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज के एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में आगे जाएंगे या एग्जीक्यूटिव पोस्ट को होल्ड करेंगे, तो आपको अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के बारे में और अपने डिपार्टमेंट के संचालन के बारे में लीगल अवेयरनेस का होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। बहुत सारी दिक्कतें आती हैं जब आप एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में जाएंगे या किसी डिपार्टमेंट की एग्जीक्यूटिव पोस्ट को होल्ड करेंगे। उसको मद्देनजर रखते हुए ये लीगल लिटरेसी कैंप का आयोजन यहाँ पे किया गया है।
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to welcome our esteemed guests for today. Additional District Judge Shri Gaurav Kumar ji, who is acting as the Special CBI Judge for now, and Dr. Piyush Jaiswal, Dean of Student Welfare, along with Dean of this department. Moreover, I would like to urge all of you to be part of this talk we are going to have today. All of the speakers would really like to interact with all of you. So questions are welcome, and please ask out of turn. It's not a problem. We can just make it a talk, not make it monotonous and everything. All the students you see here in blackboards, we are from the Legal Aid Clinic. Legal Aid Clinic or Legal Aid Center of University of Lucknow, and our governing body is the National Legal Governing Act is the National Legal Service Authorities Act 1995, based on Article 39A of the Indian Constitution. So now next I'd like to call upon Shikhar Yadav, who will be speaking about free legal aid.
Our constitution was drafted, our constitution because saw a dream for our nation building, that how our nation would be, and then they have reflected that idea into the constitution of India. Our constitution makers have inserted certain things in our constitution which purports us the direction by adopting the path on which we can achieve this all the three types of justice that are social, economic and political. We can say in Hindi that are samajik, arthik and rajnitik nyay. The 42nd amendment, the right to free legal aid, were added in the Article 39A of the 39 of the Constitution, and was later on as Article 39A, which talks about the equal justice and free legal aid.
I will be dealing with fundamental rights, which has been beautifully enumerated in the Part 3 of the Constitution of India. So, before starting the session, I just want to ask you that what do you understand by fundamental rights? Fundamental rights basically are the basic rights which every human being requires in order to grow, develop, so that a civilized society could be formed. These rights are so basic and so fundamental that they are found in across every democratic country in this world.
So far not been discussed in Constitution or General Clauses Act. कि अगर संविधान में कोई परिभाषा नहीं दी गई है, there is a Act, General Clauses Act 1897, जिसको हम देखते हैं कि इसमें क्या definition है. So minority has nowhere defined so far. इसके लिए जब नेशनल कमीशन फॉर माइनॉरिटीज बना, 2004 का शायद इंस्टीट्यूट है, तो नेशनल कमीशन फॉर माइनॉरिटीज में सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को पावर दी गई है कि वो नोटिफाई कर सकती है कि ये कम्युनिटीज माइनॉरिटीज मानी जाए, राइट? सो व्हाट एक्चुअली कॉन्स्टिट्यूट्स माइनॉरिटी इज अ सब्जेक्ट मैटर ऑफ डिबेट.
और सर केवल धर्म के आधार पर क्यों माइनॉरिटी हम अलग करते हैं? बहुत सारे लोग जो हैं
लिंग्विस्टिक इज आल्सो दैट हैज बीन रिकॉग्नाइज्ड इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. और भी भाषा क्या है? लिंग्विस्टिक माइनॉरिटी की संविधान जो है इसको मान्यता दी है.
क्राइटेरिया रिलेटेड टू द पॉपुलेशन आल्सो.
Like percentage. Now, if you say that this question again comes into that, what if we go to JNK, where the Hindus are in minority?
Yeah.
But again, the question now there has been judgments of the Supreme Court. If you want something more detailed, we can find out. We can definitely, supply the material to you. But so far, if we talk of this religious minority, so court says that we are looking overall. right? So
Overall means whole India.
yeah, whole India, pan India. Talking about the pan India.
आपको सारे राइट दे दीजिए और दूसरे दिन आके कोई कहे नहीं आप राइट टू फ्रीडम नहीं एक्सरसाइज करें, तब क्या होगा?
हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाएंगे।
हाँ, सुप्रीम कोर्ट हम तब जाएंगे जब हमारे पास कोई प्रोविजन होगा, कोई हमें रास्ता जाने से पहले हम कैसे जाएंगे, हमारे पास कोई रास्ता होना चाहिए ना। तो वो उसी रास्ते को इंश्योर करता है आर्टिकल 32, जिसको हम बोलते हैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल रेमेडीज।
Any of your fundamental rights are there and if they are violated, if you are, no one is listening to you. So this right guarantees you can directly go to the Supreme Court. If any of your, by the help of writs, there are 5 writs are there, and with the help of those writs you can go and directly go to the court and say that your rights are being violated. The writs which are there like certiorari, quo warranto, mandamus, prohibition, and one more is there. हाँ, right to enforce कराना है।
So I will be dealing with this anti-ragging. Here, if I go now, if somebody is being ragged, then there is a very simple provision. There is a website antiragging.in. You can simply lodge your complaint using this helpline or ringing it. Right now, how this anti-ragging came into the picture? This is because of a directive of the Honorable Supreme Court in this relation. The Honorable Supreme Court in the year 2008 has directed the UGC for formation of such 24/7 helplines, a centralized helpline for students who are being ragged anywhere. Now, what constitutes ragging? In fact, this 2000, the guideline that the Supreme Court provides that if you are taking admission in any institution, in any academic institution, you need to submit undertakings by both student and their parent. Moreover, there is a method of way of registering the complaint. The court, before giving its judgment, formed a committee very commonly known as Raghavan Committee, which has submitted its recommendation before the Honorable Court, and the court endorsed those recommendations, and by virtue of Article 142, the Supreme Court, the Honorable Court has the power to do complete justice in any matter. So this power is very wide. Moreover, what should be the punishment if someone is engaged in ragging? Now there is a wide range of punishments here. So one, it says suspension from hostel, suspension from university. Suspension means for the time being. It also talks about rustication, that you may be rusticated. It also talks about the admission may be cancelled, you may be thrown out of the university. It also provides that you cannot enter any higher education institution for this number of years. For example, 5. You cannot enter any higher education institutions for 5 years, next 5 years. So it depends upon the gravity, it depends upon the facts of the case, what punishment should be given. Moreover, I will be discussing the side law. This is very interesting part. So I request your attention. Now, this question initially was a phone tap, right? So there is a very leading judgment of Honorable Court in this relation, that is PUCL versus Union of India, which provides certain safeguards. Moreover, I talked of Section 4 of Telegraph Act 1952 and Section 419B. Again, these are again being challenged. 419B of Telegraph rules are being challenged in the Supreme Court, saying that yes, they do violate our privacy. This Data Protection Bill 2019 initially. This bill is pending before a parliamentary committee. This bill was introduced by Minister of IT before in Lok Sabha recently. You can also find a draft of this bill on PRS. PRS is a very leading website. PRS legislative. Right? So जितने भी laws होते हैं, you can find out. जितने भी bill जो बनने वाले हैं, law जो बनने वाले हैं, you can easily find it. What this law says now, that companies, for example, we are giving the information to social network companies, and they're storing our data. Now, these are your private data. These are confidential data. What you're sharing with WhatsApp or whether it is Facebook. I'm sharing my contact number. I'm sharing my email. I'm sharing my name, date of birth. Yeah. So there is a probability of misuse of such data.
You said that WhatsApp is meant to encrypt.
Yes, sir.
Encryption.
Yes, sir.
So someone on the board of this side is can send a photograph or something on that side. So can that be separated?
Yes, sir. Sir, for this, if actually we are also researching, we are studying the privacy policy of Facebook, Twitter, and this WhatsApp. So, what actually we are studying, it's a student group of 4 to 5 students who are studying this. Now, so what we found very interesting is that because there is an end-to-end encryption,
So the government, even the state, even the WhatsApp does not know what is being transferred on WhatsApp, because here the sender and the receiver, they only know what is being sent. Now, at least because of this privacy policy, if we came to know that yes, this was the user, I as the state, in my capacity of state, may go to the WhatsApp and ask for your IP. Sir, tell me the IP you sent us. Now with this IP, I can trace out ki haan kisne kiya. So this is the correct thing, sir.
Because due to this, I think due to this only, then you cannot trace out, then you put a blanket ban on internet and all those things, because you cannot trace out who's sending what. Who's creating problem, who's creating this information. You can treat it as okay, this is a blanket ban, this is on the internet, it's a constitutional, it's against the constitution. The thing is that then there is no way out, then the government has to put something like that, a blanket ban or something, so they cannot control that.
Okay, so for this, there is a doctrine of proportionality what has been promoted by the court. Court says that yes, if there is a situation which is arising, which is creating such problem, you should only cut off the rights proportionally to the situation. Right? This is the judicial principle. This is the principle that if you are curtailing my rights, then my rights should curtail only to the extent they are required, not beyond that. So it is a problem with the government. These are new challenges which are coming before us. And what is being circulated on web, how should government should actually surveillance it or how to filter it. So these are the new challenges before policy makers.
आईपी एड्रेस तो लोकेट होगा जब वो भेज देगा पोस्ट तक ना कि ये गलत भेजा, लेकिन तब तक तो वो सर्कुलेट हो जाएगा. That is why the blanket ban is needed.
Blanket ban.
Yeah, and sir, again, such blanket ban, just 2017 suspension suits we talked about, but this blanket ban cannot stretch, for an indefinite period. That was happening usually.
Offense के लिए punish किया. But before that, the process will go on.
तो यही जैसे जब दंगे होते हैं लोग ब्लैंकेट बैन कहा जाता है, इसलिए लगता है कि कहाँ क्या किया जाए.
Yes, sir. Having a question from the audience, please.
So my question was somewhat related to the same thing, that likewise something inappropriate posted on the social media site, and let's say that I'm not comfortable with it and it is really a bad one. So I reported and it goes on in some legal procedures, and it went for around 1 month or 2 months. But the thing is that in between the post is on the social media, and the purpose of that post has been served, and it has been circulated and propagated all across.
So yes, for this, if you look at those 2009 rules provided under Section 69A, where if you read those rules, you will really find that there is a prescribed time limit, 48 hours. If there is an immediate situation, I can also proceed ex parte. I need not to hear the other side.
Yeah.
If there are such situations, such emergency situations arising, there are provisions in law which say that you can proceed ex parte, right? To prevent or to save the better public interest or to safeguard the public interest.
Thank everybody, and I will really appraise you all and appreciate you all for your patient hearing, and for this round of applause for all the MTech students present here. So respected Dr. Agarwal sir and my dear students of law faculty as well as this university. Really, the Legal Aid Clinic of Law Faculty is doing a very good job and trying to apprise you all in a better manner so that we could at least able to understand the basic features of the laws which are related with our day-to-day life. Unless until we will not abide with it, we cannot talk about the fundamental rights. And just now we have talked with our Dr. Agarwal sir. We will try to take another session on intellectual property rights, which will be much more favorable and much more effective and useful for all of you. So thank you.
और साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में क्या होगा, ह्यूमैनिटी सबसे ऊपर होती है और उसके साथ नियम जुड़े हुए हैं, नियम साथ कानून जुड़े हुए हैं. तो इसी चीज़ें हमें बाइंड करती हैं कि हम उन सब चीज़ों को भी नज़रअंदाज नहीं कर सकते जो हम साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी के हैं. तो हमें से मतलब नहीं है ना. आप जो आज बैठे हैं, खड़े हैं, काम कर रहे हैं, जो चीज़ आपको अगर आपको गाड़ी करने जा रहे हैं, चाहे वो एमटेक का स्टूडेंट क्यों ना हो, तो 18 साल का जब खड़े जा रहा है तो नियम तो लगा ही लगा है वहाँ पे. तो ऐसे ही ठीक है. और ऐसे ही आप जैसे आप बोले हैं कि जैसे आपने कहा कि आपको आज जरूरत पड़ गई इंटरनेट के लिए छानने के लिए, तो हमने टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप की है, साइबर सिक्योरिटी चला रहे हैं.
आपको रुकने की जरूरत पड़ेगी कि हम उसमें से बताएंगे कि कहाँ आप कहाँ उसको रोक सकते हैं, कैसे रोक सकते हैं। टेक्नोलॉजी हम देंगे, रास्ता हम देंगे।